Hello everybody and welcome back to Curly One Gaming. This video is part 2 of us trying to make a deck work. We are still basing it around the Faithbound Judge card and Sinner's Judgment. This is the first iteration of the deck that we played in the first video. I just want to bring this up first and we'll switch to the revisions that I made. Just leaving this up here for a moment. But you guys got to see it last time, so we'll move over. So with this one, I took out the March card, the white March card. It just felt like it didn't do a whole lot for me. I increased the Fateful Absence just by 1. Maybe I want to do 2. We'll see. Well, like I said, it's kind of a stepwise process. But I did increase my Negates and Test of Talents just by 1 each, as well as Faithful Mending by 1. I wasn't too high up on this card in the first video, but after playing a couple games, I think the ability to have a little bit of life gain as well as kind of fix your hand a bit might be worth it in some of these matches. I increased our win con by 1. It got blown up. The Sinner's Judgment portion did in one of the games, and without any way to bring it back since it gets exiled after that, I thought, you know what, it might be safe to have an extra 1. 3 in there, you ought to find it a little bit easier that way. I took out the Celestis as well as Teferi. They work really well together. There's a lot of synergy between them with his +1. But overall, I'd rather have a little more consistency than a couple of one-ofs that can benefit off each other. And also the Celestis got blown up in that Is It match just immediately, so we really didn't even get any type of benefit from it. Other than that, I did decrease Devastating Mastery by 1, it being our most expensive and mana demanding card with 4 white. It just felt, I think a couple times I had like 2 in hand, and it just felt a little like I needed something else, something quicker and more interactive, so that's why I increased Negate and Test of Talents. I've been seeing a lot of decks that run the black Invoke card, and that one is just, it really hurts when they get to pop that off even a couple of times, and so that's why I increased Test of Talents. It seems like the decks that I've seen recently are a little more non-creature spell than creature spell, but I don't know, it just might be whatever Matchmaker was giving us. So this is the deck we're going to try out tonight, see if it's any better. And this being the second night, we'll move to ranked just to, I don't know, for a little change up, I guess. And so we will move to standard ranked. Second Faithbound Judge deck. And again, tonight we'll try to do 5 games. These might be a little tiresome to watch just because it's a control deck. So maybe we'll cut it at 4 if they're super long or anything like that. I'll try to keep an eye on the time that we've been recording, just so it's not too drawn out. But yeah, the first night I just did kind of like the free play, just since it was the first time running the deck, see how it played, see if it was just a complete failure or what. But I am the lowest in gold, so even if I lose, I don't think you'd drop full color ranks. So to start out, we've got our 2 colors. We've got stuff to work with here. We can't drop Faithbound Judge, but I think with what we have, we'll keep it. We'll drop Deserted Beach first, since I don't have a turn 1 play, and I need 2 up for my Jawari Disruptions. Okay, so there's our 3rd land and our 2nd white source for Faithbound Judge. I'll most likely drop the Judge turn 3. all three of our Jawari disruptions available to us. I'll most likely be dropping one as a land next turn. Maybe not necessarily, but as it stands, I want to hit that 4th land. And as the game goes on, the value of the counterspell aspect decreases. And even there on turn 2, I had it up, and they threw down Eye Twitch as a 1-drop. So sometimes as the counterspell, it's just dead, but that's why it's nice to have the land aspect of it. So the Faithbound Judge stopped from the attackers from coming in, at least. I'm not going to foretell Doomscar or saw it coming. I'm just going to drop that as a land and pass. That way we have full mana up to do anything. If I had an untapped land, I might foretell something, just because we still have 3 possible spells to cast. I'm going to negate this Deadly Dispute. It gives them a lot of value, and I'd like to utilize my mana, even if... Let's see here. Turn 4, they might have a Sorin Planeswalker. Okay. Just doing that, that's fine for us. And battling Deadly Dispute with a negate might not be the right choice, but it's just a lot of value. Okay, there are 4 colors? 3 still, okay. I thought there was a blue in there. Get our second counter on Faithbound Judge. So for this, we want the white side, just because we do still have the Devastating Mastery, or... Oh, shoot, I can't remember the name of it now. And now I am going to foretell Doomscar. It still leaves mana up for Saw It Coming, as well as both Jawari Disruptions. And I dropped the untapped land there so that I could. So next turn at 5 mana, it's possible they're going to put down... Oh, never mind. I should have resolved that before the... Or I should have countered it on the stack before the Shambling Ghast got its token. What I was going to say is at 5 mana they could put down the Lolth. That adds a lot of value. They've got some instant available. I doubt they can fight it. They searched for planes, not a blue source. So the other possibility is that they're considering killing the Faithbound Judge. After this, unfortunately, we are going to be pretty slow. We don't have draw spell in hand, and our only 2 cards are the Jawaris. They're really debating this, or they're just starting to get a little salty over the counters. Can we use a timeout? See, I don't know at instant speed. Maybe even exile the white-black. Oh, no, that's instant. I was thinking it might be sorcery. That's at instant speed. I mean, they still have 4 mana up, 5 cards in hand, so there's still a lot of game to be had. Alright, they're just gonna rope us every time, I guess. It could also just be connectivity issues. You always assume your opponent's kind of being a jerk, but in all honesty, they might have... I don't know if you match desktop and mobile up, like how that works, but they could have, for some reason, dropped signal, or maybe their computer just runs it slow. Try to remember to give people the benefit of the doubt sometimes. So now that we can attack in. Drop this as a land. And now if they do drop a Planeswalker, we can take it out at least. Although the March could take out something like Wedding Announcement, that'd be pretty nice. I might end up finding I don't like Fateful Absence as much. It's just... It felt like I was almost always one step behind if they were curving out with a threat and I was trying to march. I needed to either discard a card or have more mana. And then if I missed mana land drops, it hurt even worse. So yeah, they're having some sort of issue here. Because they could cast probably anything in their deck. And it would probably be... Yeah, they probably had some sort of issue. Because you don't want to just draw out a game against a control deck anyway. That's going to be miserable for you. So, game one. I kind of ran out of things to do. I might want to look for another draw spell, maybe something like just the blue mana. You could put a card into your graveyard or draw it. I can't think of it right now, but I've used it before. It's a fine card. It's nothing fantastic, but at least it can dig you to something if you need an answer. So this seems a little slow, but it's keepable. I can foretell this on 2, play it on 3 if I need to. And I'm on the draw, so if they're aggressive, I might get punished. And as usual, no turn 1 play. Actually, I don't have a single 1 mana cost spell in this deck, so even though you show them what colors you're in, it's fine just to do that. So I'm going to just foretell this now. They might have a creature to play this time, but that's alright if they do. I'm going to play the Professor now. I'd have liked to have played it last turn, but I want to make sure that I get the lesson to tutor out a basic land, since I've missed 3 draws, I think, for a land. And these will be great for the Hive of the Eye Tyrant, because my board wipes are at sorcery speed. Okay, if they're playing that, they probably have 1, maybe 2 more copies. There's going to be a reason to use Test of Talent. I need to block that. You'd want to leave that up as a defender, really. I guess they could be dropped another creature here. Shambling Ghast or an Eye Twitch. Alright, well that's a little odd. So we've got 3 white sources and 2 blue. I mean, the deserted beach I'm counting as kind of each. We'll take a blue this time. I'm going to attack in here. I don't think it can target itself, sacrifice another creature. Yeah, or a treasure. I'm just considering what they're holding up party for. It might be the Deadly Dispute, but they don't want to destroy their draw engine, most likely. It'd be great if they played it though, so we could test up Talon it and just be done with it. So if there's a lull here, we can negate it, and that's excellent. And if they use their mana for Eye of the Eye Tyrant. So you want to wait till they attack so they can't tap it for mana, but I don't want to lose the Memory Deluge. So I'm going to play a little poorly here, but do it now so that we can keep our Deluge for later. Okay, yeah. No need to attack now. They can just block it, kill it. So that'd be real bad for us, so we'll just pass the turn here. Keep our counter spells up. And if we don't use them, we've got the Wandering Emperor to do something with. If they attack in, I'm not casting it to exile before it hits. I'd rather just take the 1, move to end step, and then cast the Emperor. We'll create a 2/2 out of the Emperor for this turn.
I am the Emperor of Kamigawa, and I will protect my people.
All that mana up, they'll most likely kill it. Okay, I guess not. Seeing snow-covered swamps, you can guess that they're going to have blood on the snow. And so for that we've got some options at least.
May your blade strike true.
So we'll keep ramping up. Now we'll attack him with both creatures.
To teach you.
Then end the turn. If we draw land next turn, we'll be able to cast Memory Deluge. And if not, we'll see what we get, I guess. We got our 4 white sources, so let's take another island. Alright, we were going to have a Doomscar on top. And yeah, that's a good play by them. They're at their end step. I can't respond to that except with the crab, I guess, from Kamigawa. Because it can channel to hit abilities as well, I think. So yeah, Lolth, I figured we'd see that in this deck. Lolth's more annoying than anything. It's not so much that it's super threatening, it just generates value to blockers or attackers. And then draw cards with it. Do I want to continue to build my board? Or build the creatures? I'm guessing there's a wipe. Let's make the creatures stronger for now.
We've got the edge in this fight.
I could have put it on the Professor and forced either the chump or not. They probably wouldn't have taken it. But yeah, I do want to drop that land. I'm guessing we'll see Blood on the Snow this turn. But if we don't need to use Test of Talents, we'll have Memory Deluge available. They think it's Jawari, that's why they've kind of been playing a turn back, is my best guess, but they might have just drawn Lolth on turn 3. And they might want a little more value out of Skullport Merchant before they wipe the board. So they want to destroy the Planeswalkers, and they'd bring back Lolth. So let's get rid of all these from their hand and deck. Another Lolth. Other than that, nothing too threatening. So they'll get, yeah, Shaman Gas down. But this turn they will have to make a decision on
Remember your training.
If they're going to chump this or not. They might double it and then give it -1, -1. Okay. I don't think I'm playing Faithbound Judge right now. I'd rather do the Memory Deluge. So that's going to be my plan. Let's see, 5, 8. They could cast both if they want to.
You reek
We'll
with
see the
terror.
spiders. Yeah.
Exquisite. My will cannot be denied.
I thought the other Skullport might get played this turn. I almost clicked it. I would have been mad at myself for that. Alright. We can just get rid of Lolth here. And maybe just a hard counter. We'll see if we can kill Lolth here. We'll attack everything at her.
Hard.
And they can choose to block and then sack with Skull Merchant. Just to prevent the damage and then draw a card out of it. Which, yeah, that's what they're looking to do.
Aren't I generous?
Might use their treasures, it looks like, for the next one. And they've got plenty of mana, why not use the treasures?
A gift in exchange for loyalty.
Now we'll take her out so that she can't +1 next turn. And I can't do both of these, so right now I'm just going to foretell this in case I don't need it. I guess I could have dropped land. I was thinking about hanging on to a land for the Faithless Mending. Or Faithful Mending. I think of Faithless Looting. Okay, so counter that. like I said, it's just an annoying card. It generates creatures, generates card advantage, does everything they want her to. They might take Mascot Exhibition, or they might take the Sacrifice Creature to get rid of, yeah, Necrotic Fumes. That's what it is. Got there eventually. For this, I think just create a token. Swing in with everything. They need to keep something for the Necrotic Fumes is why they don't like that, although isn't exile a creature. Oh, okay, I thought they could have exiled the token too, but no, they can't. So now we'll play the Judge. And I'll go foretell Doomscar as well. So now if they get rid of the Emperor, that's fine with me. I've gotten probably the most usage out of any Wandering Emperor I've ever played in Arena, really. Oh, they can exile the Judge, can't they? Like I said, you'll be seeing me make mistakes like that. Oh. Alright, they'll gain some life off of it. Now I'm stuck kind of in a bad spot. I'm keeping both of these.
Let your blade do the talking.
Just in case, like I said, the Faithful Mending. And really, as far as them coming at me, if they exile something, go for it. I don't really have much to worry about right now. One card I considered with this deck was Devious Cover-Up, just to keep my graveyard coming back into my deck. But at 4 mana, it seems a little greedy. I thought they might activate Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Joy Disruption is useless right now. Maybe I should have generated another
I've got new moves to teach you.
token. There's no need to attack in right now. By now I'm sure they know we don't have any combat tricks. I'm almost halfway through my deck. We've seen one Judge, one of our Memory Deluges. Now we'll see the Tyrant, it looks like. And yeah, we're already about 30 minutes into this recording and it's only game 2. So we might only do a couple games tonight. Just I might play a couple more to see how it feels, but I don't need to record it really. And like I said, I don't pull anything from graveyard, so they can take whatever they want. Professor, okay. I don't really know what they're waiting for. I don't know if you guys watching have had slow opponents. It just seems like some people just want to take forever. We'll just take a token at this point.
Back to wandering. Guards, to me.
We can blow up Hive the Eye Tyrant now with Field of Ruin if we need to. We've definitely hit our lands. Another card I was considering was just a of Seagate Restoration. Just for like late game like this, if you draw it, you don't, like right now I'd only draw 3 cards off of it, and it's what, like 8 mana or something like that. But it is just kind of nice, and then you also have the option to drop it as land if you need to. So I'm not going to blow it up right away. I'd rather wait until they sunk their mana into it, even though at this point it doesn't matter if they do or not. They have so much mana available. They might target mine with theirs just to force it. I saw them kind of scroll over theirs. Yeah. So we'll respond with our own. So it doesn't really matter this late in the game, but by doing theirs like that, they're down a land off that interaction. Because you... oh, shoot, sorry. You do have to sacrifice it for it to go on the stack. That's part of the cost. So it's just kind of something interesting. And now that they blew theirs up, we can drop ours and swing with it next turn. I know I've said this a million times now, but swing with this, they could easily blow it up with that much mana. Oh, okay. I'll finish my point. With that much mana available, just a simple kill spell. The ward on it isn't worth anything at that point. It doesn't really matter. Sure, take blue. Just as long as I'm able to maintain my 4 white sources is the thing I'm keeping in mind. And card draw wise, they're at 24 in their deck and we're at 33, so they've seen 9 more cards than we have. Well, that's why we have it. I want to do this main phase just to see if I can play anything. Get rid of both the lands. And now we pass. And we can play both of these during their end step, which is pretty cool. So one thing that's a little unfortunate with that is if I swing in, they can block it and then kill it. But I'll probably do Deluge first. Wandering Emperor second. I guess with mono black it doesn't matter what order you do it, they're not going to counter anything. They might have another Meat Hook Massacre in hand, and they don't see the reason to play it or something like that. Because they've held 2 cards for quite some time. So now we can at least defend the Judge and Sinner's Judgment combo with Assault coming. And I'll create a token off of this.
You'll be safe. Keep watch for intruders.
Like I said, they can trade one for one Shambling Ghast here, so I might just swing in with a 3/3. Okay, I can blow it up too. No, I'm not going to counter that. Okay, maybe they'll kill both. No. Actually, you know what? Let's just Faithful Mending that straight to Graveyard. I like that. We'll foretell this. I'll pass the turn. And if they do have another kill spell in hand, they want to blow up our other token, go for it. Looks like they might just sack the Shambling Ghast to draw a card. So I'm going to cast this Faithful Mending. Yeah, that's fine. You know, let's make them get rid of this Shambling Ghast. Because if I block the Skullport Merchant, they could do the damage and then sack the Ghast to give that -1/-1 anyway, so I think this is probably the smarter block. Okay, they're doing it before combat even. I mean, yeah, probably a card at this point in the game is more important than getting rid of just a 2/2 token that you can block with your Skullport Merchant anyway. They've refilled their hand pretty well.
Big mistake.
I'm curious as to what they're going to learn here. So I'm going to create another token off the Emperor this time. Oh, maybe I won't be. In response to confront the past, I'll do the Faithful Mending. They're slowly casting it. And they still have some sort of response. Let's take this and Doomscar. Oh, I meant to get rid of... But we can cast it again, thankfully. It's not the worst thing to have ever happened. So yeah, they did have another Meat Hook Massacre in hand. I'll just get rid of it. Why not? And they might do the Massacre just to get rid of... Alright, before I go to my turn, let's do this again. Get another blocker.
You must protect the people.
See if we can get our win con activated here. So we know nothing in hand is stopping us. We'll keep Salt coming up just to protect it. Yeah, it's got Vigilance. Let's just swing in. Don't just depend on your alternate win con, keep applying pressure. And then they'll sack it to draw a card. Resolve all. Well, they apparently found an instant speed trick, because they're going to keep priority for as long as possible through this game. As long as possible. Because yeah, we're at 41 minutes now, and it is maybe having an end in sight. I could see a Massacre now to clear the tokens and have Skullport finish off the Emperor finally. They could also activate Hive to push damage through either way. And right now I'm not countering that. I'm just saving this purely to protect my Sinner's Judgment. They're probably looking for a card to learn for another like Necrotic Fumes or something. And if they swing with Hive Tyrant to get rid of one of my flashback cards, they can take it. Like I said, right now it's purely protect the Sinner's Judgment and just try to bring this game to an end. Might be the hardest fought gold match in recorded history. It'd be nice to have timer to compare it. And they're down to 16 cards in deck 2. They've drawn so many. What are we down to? 22. So we've caught up a little bit with our draw spells. Yeah, I don't even want to do this on my end step. Just make sure I always have mana up. So now... Okay. Guess I took too long for them. So there was 2 of 2 were wins. I'll do one more game. It's gotta be brutal to sit through these. I still don't know why it says new with every card. But I've never looked it up. So if somebody knows, drop a comment as to why, and that would be greatly appreciated. Yeah, I'm trying to push through, but it's just slow games. You expect that with Control, and I'll probably do a third video with this deck as well. Just make one more round of adjustments as needed. And then I'll try to do like a limited, like a draft this weekend. And during the week, next week, maybe try a new deck we can work on and build up together. So this is a keepable hand. 2 lands. One's the utility land, but it's okay. We've got a turn 2 plays with Professor Symbology and Negate. I'll drop the Professor, most likely, and pick up the Environmental Studies to make sure I'm hitting my land drops. Drop the basic planes first, because I might just draw land after land after land, and then we could keep the Soaring City in hand. And it looks like we might have another very slow game with another black deck. We'll see if it's mono or not. I'm going to keep Iganjo. I'll play Otawara first. And then the Professor. No, I'll still play Otawara. I'm sorry for the pronunciations. I do have two in hand, two more lands, I mean, but I'd like to find another island, just for when I do hit like the Memory Deluge. Okay, they do have a third or a second color on their third land. At least they drop that one a little faster. So I think for this turn I'll probably play basic planes with the Faithbound Judge. Then turn 4 we can do a Professor with Environmental Sciences or hold up a Negate. But I'll probably save the Negate for when I need to start protecting the Sinner's Judgment. Because if they want to kill the Faithbound Judge, they can do that. The only thing I'd have to worry about is there are some black and red spells that can exile. That'd be a little unfortunate. But like I said, I did increase by 1 copy, so there's a little extra kind of padding there to win with the Sinner's Judgment on the battlefield. Yeah, next turn probably Professor and Environmental Sciences. Okay. It's a bit of a threat. This time, I think maybe just another environmental. Make sure we're hitting those land drops. I'm just going to kill that now. They can't react to it. And they won't gain the value out of the dropping 2 mana or anything. The other thing that's kind of nice with grabbing a second Environmental Science is if I realize I don't really need it, I could cast it to grab the land off of it, gain the life, and then Faithful Mending the land away just for even extra life. So that's not a terrible play like that. Get 1 here to grab an island. Play the island and pass. And this is what? Exile cards? Yeah. I'm not swinging with a 2-1. Oh, look at the top X cards. And then exile 1. Okay. I knew it was card advantage of some sort, I just didn't remember exactly what it was. So we've got 2 possible counters here. If not, I might just Faithful Mending during end step. Because like I said, this is fine, but I don't really need it. And I thought about Archaic Studies, but they dropped a couple cards, and I think they had a lesser hand size than I did even. Can control target creature, untap that creature, gains haste. Yeah, it can't attack anyway. And if they want to sacrifice it, it goes to my graveyard. Okay, they just want to push damage through to exile a card, I guess. Until end of turn, so it'll still come back to me and get the 3rd counter. And yeah, that was a fine enough play. Yeah, they don't need extra cards. Alright, so that's pretty nice. For now, let's drop our second one. And then not do anything else right now. Because if they activate Hive the Eye Tyrant, I'm going to want to blow it up before they can get rid of our Faithbound Judge. I'd like the land off the environmental sciences, but protecting that is a little more important to me. They're hitting their land drops. I thought they'd pay for that. I think they meant to. It's unfortunate. Or they meant to activate the other land, perhaps. Yeah, they're probably not too pleased with that result. But mistakes happen. You guys have seen plenty from myself. See, I'm not really protecting anything. They didn't activate Hive Tyrant, so let's just Faithful them in now, because my hand right now isn't exactly spectacular. I'll look to drop Environmental Sciences and probably one of the draws I get. I don't know if they're really deciding or if they're salty right now. Test of Talents is pretty nice. I need to keep it land drops though to get this out. So let's drop Test of Talents. Negate will hit anything that Test of Talents can. It just doesn't get rid of everything like Test of Talents does. Being able to swing in with Faithbound Judge is nice. It's just not the thing that we're looking for, really, with it. That's a good draw, too. And so with this, now we can use either one of these and draw a spell, so that's all we need to do for the turn. Let's drop the land and pass on. I mean, at this point, if they don't have an instant speed in hand, just pop the clue to draw a card. Yeah. And maybe they slow down their gameplay after making that mistake. I don't know. It's just tonight 3 games are going to take as long as 5 games did the night before. Yeah. Okay. So I don't think they can kick it. Yeah, that's what I figured. And if they swing in with everything, they'll block something and get hit by the rest. They want to activate this, I'm guessing. But maybe not. Okay. It's probably the smarter play. They don't have a whole lot of... I'm going to exile a card from a graveyard. Oh. Let's see if we can find something to stop that. We do, we just don't have the mana for it. Okay. Let's grab... We need a land. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, and I can't get it back. I thought maybe when it leaves a battlefield or something. But that is not the case. And there was what I was looking for. A little too late. I'll pass the turn. Maybe be able to memory deluge again. I need to find a board wipe. So if they target it, we'll just cast it. No big deal. Because I'm looking to cast it anyway. Okay, a lot of options here. Let's take both these wipes. Because I can Fateful Absent the land itself. I'll probably just drop this as a land. Alright. We'll drop the land as a land instead. We will say goodbye to everything and have mana up for the Fateful Absence. Because that's what we're going to do next. Look to get rid of the Faithbound Judge. So we let it resolve. Then before attacks, we kill it. What does this do? That play discards a card. Okay. And yeah, they can use that for the token. They can use that for the blood counters. There's a lot of good uses out of it. So as long as they don't have whatever this is, Cemetery Gatekeeper, this is our turn. I don't know why it tapped all my blue. That might be real bad. And that's a little frustrating because we have a defense too. Oh well. So yeah, they had a lot to get rid of it. Yeah, that's fine. And I couldn't have negated either of those anyway, I guess. Now it's just a matter of if we'll be able to stay alive. Because they'll be hitting hard these next few turns. And even with this, it can protect itself. So yeah, it comes down to what I draw here. Oh boy. That's going to do 2 to me as well. Wow, okay. So before combat, we target the Emberstorm Predator, and we blow up Hive of the Eye Tyrant. And that's the only chance we have of winning. Oh, man. No, they might have got us. Well, they can't activate that. Okay. So we'll take 2 more. Nope, that's game. Hmm. Yeah, that Cemetery Gatekeeper's annoying. They got rid of the win con and then dealt several to me. Okay. Well, we finally got our third game in at least. Yeah, we're stopping there for the night. It felt better overall. I think I'd like maybe some more card draw in it. So we'll see what felt good, what didn't, and what kind of card draw would fit pretty well. But that's it for tonight. So yeah, thanks for watching.